of all with a 20-minute time limit is a Gold League match in the Continental Classic. Introducing first, from Newcastle upon Tyne, England, weighing 217 pounds, is the Bastard Pac!
Last week, Pac picked up his first 3 points of the Continental Classic, defeating Speedball Mike Bailey. And this match held in the Gold League of the Continental Classic. The rules are same for all tournament bouts. A 20-minute time limit. Everyone is banned from ringside. 3 points to the winner. 0 points to the loser. 1 point for each man in the event of a draw. And joining us here at the desk in what I might add, announcer capacity is Don Callis. I didn't know we needed a fourth here tonight.
Well, clearly you do, because I keep getting put out here to mentor the three of you.
We appreciate that, Don. I would think for your man, this is a must-win in this tournament. Wouldn't you agree?
I think we see in the Don Callis family every match is a must-win. Oh, Shivani.
Wake up, there's a war inside. Western mortars, kiss and mold.
And his opponent from Aichi, Japan, weighing 236 pounds, he is the AEW Unified Champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika!
The man considered by many to be the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. The AEW Continental Champion, the AEW International Champion, the AEW Unified Champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Brian, are you shocked at all that Okada begins his tournament with 0 points?
Yeah, I'm really shocked. You know, I thought, especially after at Full Gear, Kyle Fletcher having that incredible, hellacious match with Mark Briscoe, I thought he would come into that match pretty beat up, but he was able to get a quick one on Okada last week. And yeah, it's going to take a lot for Okada to win his block, especially with his second match being against Pac, who's just been on an absolute tear.
It's been an incredible tournament thus far. Great one-on-one matchups. We're watching one right now, Excalibur.
Yeah, entering the second week of action here in the Continental Classic. Remember, the semifinals and the finals will culminate Saturday, December 27th at World's End, as we make our return to the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. But right now, Pac and Kazuchika Okada squaring off for only the second time singles match in their career. 3 points on the line, as I mentioned, for the winner. 1 point in the event of a draw, 0 points for the loser. And Don, Kazuchika Okada cannot afford to give up 2 matches without coming away with even a single point in this tournament.
Well, of course, you're stating the obvious, and we know that, but this is really a group effort. The Don Callis family has 3 of the participants in the Continental Classic, and I think at the end of the day, that gives us a statistical advantage.
Of course, Kyle Fletcher, the aforementioned Kyle Fletcher, and the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita alongside Kazuchika Okada, all competing in the Continental Classic, though not all in the same league. However, worth mentioning that Okada in his AEW career has only been pinned or submitted by 2 men. Kyle Fletcher and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, and you had mentioned, Excalibur, that Pac and Okada have wrestled once before. And that was actually Okada's first pay-per-view match here in AEW. But it took him 21 minutes and 55 seconds to beat Pac last time. And in that would be a draw. And I think even a draw is not a good outcome for Okada here tonight.
Brian, you would be the first to admit, oh my God, shades of the Dynamite Kid there.
Yeah, Pax looked incredible. He looked incredible against Mike Bailey last Thursday on Collision.
And now building up momentum. He's been using that big lariat. Kazuchika Okada knowing that's coming, bailing out, putting some distance between himself and his aggressor.
Bryan Danielson, you'd be the first to admit that you wrestle different kinds of matches when you know there's a time limit, would you not?
100%.
Well, that's the answer to your previous statement about the 21 minutes, in my view.
But what I see here, though, is Okada wrestling the same pace as he normally does. You saw a lot of mat wrestling up front. I think that's smart in a tournament like this. You have to limit wear and tear on your body.
I think you also don't want to let Pac get going.
Yes, 100%.
I love Pac. I mean, I just think he's such a great athlete. There's no holes in this man's game.
Return to the ring by the Rainmaker is the Bastard.
I love how right now Okada is being the aggressor, going after Pac in the corner, went after him on the floor after he went outside. Just love that about Okada. You know, an amazing stat. Okada's loss in the opening round of this tournament was his first loss in singles in 354 days. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing what's happened since he's joined the Don Callis family. He literally is on top of the world. I mean, he and Kyle was a dream match brought to you courtesy of the Don Callis family.
Oh, speaking of Kyle Fletcher, later on tonight, it will be gold. Wait a second. Okada cover, lateral press, quick kick out by the Bastard. It will be Gold League action as Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight, both men tied atop of the table with 3 points, look to get out to a 6-point lead. Plus our main event, Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, one-on-one for the first time since 2017. 3 points on the line. These two men also tied atop the Blue League.
Look at this spot picker Pac rolling out of the way of the potential contact.
Smart. Really was.
Move. Yeah, the same thing Okada did earlier in the match.
He's copying our style, clearly.
Pac sends Okada down and just drives the boot into the face of the international champion and a stomp to the back of the head. And Don, how did it feel when you had to watch Kazuchika Okada surrender possession of the Continental Championship title belt to enter this tournament? Actually, put a pin in that as this match in the Continental Classic Gold League continues. Don't go anywhere. Much more to come tonight. Had to be pretty disheartening, Don, didn't it?
Pretty upsetting. And I'm going to get into that in depth because I've got a story to tell. I do.
Why don't you text it to us?
I don't think your phone does texting, does it, old man?
It used to. Look at this. Pac, all the stomps that he had, Brian was with a very, very powerful legs. Pac may have the most powerful legs in the entire AEW roster.
Well, especially in comparison for his size and height.
Yeah.
You know, he's so compact and he develops so much power. And I don't know, like, pure leg strength if you're talking squatting, but when you're talking about power, which is explosion, I'm not sure anybody has the explosive ability in his legs that Pac does.
We talk in athletics about the ability to be explosive, go to point A to point B. That's what they test in National Football League. That's what Pac has. Kenny Omega used to have that too when he was with me, by the way. Great explosion. Can't teach it, Brian.
I agree, Don. And one of the things that's actually that Okada doesn't get enough credit for is his explosive ability. You see him hit that drop kick, one of the best drop kicks in professional wrestling history, and he can just hit that out of anywhere at any time. And that's something that Pac has to watch out for here tonight.
Okada is like a big predator snake, like a cobra. He lies there in wait, and then he strikes very quickly.
The most impressive thing I think about the drop kick of Kazuchika Okada is not just the explosion, Brian, but it's the precision and the timing that he's able to hit his opponent on the run in such a devastating fashion.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great point. Oh, beautiful knee drop by Pac.
Knee drops, lateral press. Pac driving the point of his elbow into that damaged orbital bone of the Rainmaker. You see Okada holding that side of his face there.
And beautiful cover by Pac as well, forcing Okada to use his energy on the kick out.
Ooh, pick him up by his ear. How about that?
That ear will come right off. Danielson knows that. If you tug it the right way, it's just cartilage and flesh.
Okada being willed on by this crowd here tonight for Dynamite, but Pac changes levels and then lands a drop kick between the shoulder blades.
Yeah, he ate those forearm shots that time by Okada, just kept on coming.
Pac very methodical in his approach. I'm sure acutely aware the danger that Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, presents. Our opening contest in the ring right now. 3 points on the line on the Gold League of the 2025 Continental Classic. The Bastard Pack, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, the man who had to surrender the AEW Continental Championship in order to enter this tournament, Don.
Look, we are all about sportsmanship, and I know people always like to point out any of our accomplishments, that there's some chicanery, so we wanted to go the extra mile. We didn't have to do any of the things we've done, but we've done it because we believe in this Continental Championship tournament as the best in the history of this business.
Right now, the Rainmaker, Okada, a bit beleaguered as Pac to the top rope. Drop kick, nobody home. And big-time John Woo drop kick from Kazuchika Okada. Brian, that was the explosion that Okada possesses you were talking about a few moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, he needed that drop kick, too. That was at an opportune time for Okada. Pac was getting a lot of damage done to Okada out on the floor with that knee drop to the face. Look at that drop kick. So much power and so much explosion.
Pac, not a small man to be moved in such a fashion. 220 plus pounds. Just goes to show the power that the Rainmaker possesses. Oh, Okada comes back in, sliding back elbow, catching Pac right on the jaw. Okada on the move, diving back elbow. And DDT.
Great combination by Okada. Here we go.
Leg is hook, cover is made. Pac able to escape the pinning predicament.
Not a great cover, Don, from Okada. He didn't put any pressure on Pac's shoulders. Didn't force him to use his energy on the kick out.
I agree with that, except for the fact that everything Okada does, more than any other wrestler I've ever seen, has meaning that will make itself known 3 or 4 moves into this match further along.
Okada to the top rope. He favors the elbow drop from this position. Lands it. And Okada, a salute for audiences around the world, but Okada still remains with 0 points in this 2025 edition of the Continental Classic. Cannot afford to be sloppy against Pac, who is tied at the top of the table, Tony, with 3 points.
I think Okada was going for the Rainmaker right there, and Pac knew it, just backed him into the corner. We are watching 2 phenomenal athletes. Needless to say, what a way to begin this telecast.
Think about the match catalog these two have under their belt and what they bring into this match strategy-wise.
Phenomenal athletes, and Brian, master tacticians as well.
Yeah, what's really interesting to see is the tactics that Pac has used since he's returned from his injury. It's like he's adjusted his style to be more methodical, more brutal. Look at that.
Over the top with the cutter. And now Pac, he's looking for that big-time momentum lariat earlier in the match. Here he is, building up ahead of steam, and there's the drop kick from Okada.
Talked about it, Brian. It's amazing, isn't it?
And the Rainmaker, no, Pac counters, Kazagor rolls him up. Oh!
Almost exactly how Kyle Fletcher pinned Okada last week.
Lunging boot to the jaw, but Pac returns fire with one of his own. And now Pac leaps up and over, thrust kick. International champion, the Continental champion, the unified champion in the corner as Pac, a former international champion in his own right. His turn to come lunging in with that pump kick. Hammer throw reversed by the Bastard. The bypass, the German suplex.
Great power in those hips.
You know, Pac is still weary from that drop kick because he had built up so much speed, and then the drop kick just knocked his block off, and he's still moving slowly here.
Deadlift German suplex attempt. Okada, planted, Pac has the cover. Oh, so close.
It's 2 in a row there, Don. Your man just barely escaped.
I'll say this, credit to Pac, that is as beautiful a German suplex as you will ever see in this industry. Brian, do you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually just going to say how high he stacked Okada's shoulders on that German suplex. You know, Pac is doing everything right in this match. That German suplex, the pins, putting pressure on the shoulders.
Okada versus tombstone pile driver. He caught Pac sleeping on that one.
That's Cobra-like reflexes, Brian.
Yeah, just as I was talking about Pac wrestling nearly a perfect match. One thing that it's hard to do, it's hard to wrestle a perfect match against the greatest tournament wrestler of all time.
Well, we have a moment to breathe here in this match. Just want to remind fans in the Phoenix area, January 14th, Maximum Carnage Dynamite returns to the Arizona Financial Theater. Tickets available this Monday, aewtix.com. As Okada to the top rope once again. Pac, though, up to his feet. Pac climbs the ropes. And a brain buster!
Holy smokes. Try to win it now.
Pac, the third time, hits the ropes, hits the Rainmaker. And now the Brutalizer cinched in. Okada reverses. 2, 3.
The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
What an incredible win that was. Unbelievable.
Okada picks up his first 3 points of the tournament in shocking fashion. Just as Pac was poised to lock in the Brutalizer, Okada, the tilt, the pinning predicament, and the escape with 3 points. There you see 4 athletes all knotted up with 3 points apiece in the Gold League.
Baby, number 1.
The greatest tournament wrestler of all time does not find himself behind the 8 ball, at least yet. Drawing level with Pac, Kevin Knight, and Kyle Fletcher. But right now, let's hear from the TNT champion, Mark Briscoe.